Hey, what's up, everyone? I did a little mock up here of this track, Promontory, from The Last of the Mohicans. It's such an incredible piece by Trevor Jones. And I think the original is from somebody called Dougie McLean, if I'm correct. The Gale, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Irish or Scottish folk tune, I think. So it's that theme from the end of the film in The Last of the Mohicans. So I just thought, I did a little mock-up, see if I could do it with the samples I have, especially with these cinematic studio solo violins. So yeah, I'm just gonna play it. It's just his first part, and then into that kind of bigger section with the orchestra. So let's just see how that sounds. Right, so that was just that short little thing. Yeah, just did that for fun, and I thought, maybe just show you guys and girls if you're interested. So we have the basics as usual, cinematic studio strings, playing the beginning section. Just those simple octaves there, doubled with ADO basses. That is also, I think, in octaves by default. No, they're not. Okay. So on and so forth. And we also have here, let's see, we got action strikes, and we have from LA Drama Drums a bass drum just layered together for that deep hit, sort of. To kind of create that nice kind of little punch in the stomach there. I think I have some other drums from Strike Force just for effect. Yeah. Not Small Typhoons. That was from before. Let's see what it is. Bomber Ensemble 9 Ensemble. Interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm using. Okay, 1 second. This thing just needs to load sometimes. And then we have at the bottom, I'm gonna get there in a few seconds after this thing stops. There we go. Sub bass, a good thing for added effect when you have cellos and basses. Just throw a little sub bass to double that to get more of that deep rumble. Anything you got works. It really does. It just helps down there. This one even sounded kind of silly by itself. Added some fake guitars because I don't have the equipment right now to record that. So we just have from Omnisphere. Sounds super pretty. But it's just for effect, you just have these strumming to the left with everything else happening. It sounds pretty good, to fool the listener. Let's go to this lead melody, which is Cinematic Studio solo strings. So we have the violins 2, viola, and then I'm doubling that with, from Orchestral Tools, the string runs patch, the manual one that you can play. Sounds super silly by itself, but creates this kind of nice slur when played together. So this sounds like this. Just awful by itself, but that's what it's for. It's for to do string runs. So it's great for that, and actually works nicely to double. Otherwise, we have these playing this lead line. Which, is pretty much as good as I can get it. Still can't obviously simulate the real thing when you have all those nuances and those swells and that. But, by itself, we have one that's solo strings. I mean, the violin 1. And I really recommend, using the pedal for this, because it creates that. Oh yeah, it's frozen, so I can't manipulate it. Create that kind of slurry feel, and otherwise it's just played pretty much on beat, and then you have to, of course, pre-delay them a little bit or drag them to get them on the beat. But that's not enough, so at least I wanted to layer them with the violins 2 and viola, detune them, sorry. I don't think I can open this, no, because it's frozen. But just detune them a little bit to create this kind of chorusy effect, because the real thing, I think, it's played by 2 violin players, or it's 1 violin and something else. So it creates a kind of detuned rough effect. And especially hard with those repeated lines, repeated notes, from anywhere. And that's what it helps when you have the sustain pedal for the bow change, legato. So we have that, and then we go over here to the bigger section. We're just throwing on Cinematic Studio strings, this time with Sordino. It just creates I thought it worked really nicely for this. We have violas also doubling the line with violins 1 and 2. Whoops. And so, yeah, this time the Sordinos just worked like a nice EQ, which is pretty much what they are, just softening the curve. So without jumping in anywhere here. So it's kind of rough without it. For this, this mix, however I got this, was just better with Sordinos. So they're playing that. And then we have the brass comes in, which is pretty much standard I use. Again, sample modeling here, French on 1, Caspian, and then we have a Cinematic Studio brass. So those 3 together, we have then sample modeling trombones, the tubas from Cinematic, and then the Horde from Trailer Brass. It just acts sort of like a sub bass for me down there. So together they will just so to get that realism, make sure they breathe. So in between the lines, you give them some space here, gaps. It just sounds more realistic. And especially here also in trombones, otherwise you just have this wall of sound and it just kind of needs that breath to create that realism. And then woodwinds, Berlin, woodwinds, flutes, oboe, clarinet, just joining in the chords. I think these woodwinds sound really great for that. Simple doubling and chords. Let's play them with the brass. Sounds more fun. Let's skip the horde just for now. Anyway, that's pretty much it. It was just fun to try, see if I could do that with these solo violins. I think it sounded pretty good. Love to try maybe another violin next time, see if I'll buy something else. But other than that, I'm always, pretty happy with the brass. This time with the woodwinds too. So yeah, that was just a short little mock-up for fun. And my standard go-to reverbs, the Valhallas, for the room, the tail, we have some Space Designer Dream Hall, and then a little bit, EQs, whatever you need. OTT also for that extra crisp, which you can see in my other tracks. But yeah, anyway, this was, Promontory from Last of The Mohicans. Hope you enjoyed. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.